Hey, what's up, guys? Got a kind of a newer type of submission reveal today. We have a two-part, oh, here comes my dog. We got a two-part CGC comic book reveal, not sports cards this time. I got my personal collection graded comic books back from CGC, probably around like 25 of them. They're all personal collection cards, nothing crazy. They're not to be resold or anything. These are just for my personal collection, and I had to get them graded because CGC increased their comic book prices, and it just seemed economical just to get it in right before the pricing increase. And a lot of it's just going to be mainly Nightwing, Batman books, and the first part's probably just going to be all Nightwing, and these are mainly all for PC. So let's get at it. My favorite comic book of all time, Nightwing #1. Look at that beautiful artwork by Scott McDaniel, Chuck Dixon. Got a very fresh 9.8, not from 1996. This is from my personal collection. I had multiple copies of this because I just wanted to make sure I had 9.8s. I had a couple when I was younger, but I sold them back then. So that's one Nightwing #1. I got a second one. If you know me, I am an excessive kind of person. I always want more. Look at that. Gem Mint 1996. This book is roughly 25 years old-ish. Ignore my dog, he's chilling over there. Alright. Nightwing #1, another 9.8. These are mainly the ones that I was targeting to get 9.8s. And no surprise, another Nightwing #1, 9.8. Beautiful new CGC slabs from the older versions I used to have. The older user versions, like back in early 2000s, was old white all the way over here. I sold all my old comic book CGCs because I had to pay bills back then. It's Nightwing. So I sent 4, and not all of them hit 9.8, but this one happened to be a 9.2. 9.2 there. This is kind of like the expected scores of most books that are from 1996. And let me see, the grader notes say, I'm going to put it on the screen for you too. The grader notes said light creasing to cover, light spine stress lines to cover. So, white. There we go. There's a stress line right there. Stress lines here. So when I submitted this specific book, I was hoping for like a 9.4 for this one right here. I knew the other ones were going to get 9.6s. So I was actually thinking a lot of 9.6s. I'm surprised, happily surprised I got 3 9.8s. Here's some spine dents right there too. So that makes sense. But this is a very clean copy of Nightwing #1. This is gonna be the one I display. The other 9.8s I'm just gonna put in my storage unit. So that's a 9.2. All right. Next, we got a Nightwing #2, 9.2. And let me see what the grader notes say on this. Nightwing #2 grader notes. All right. It said moderate bends to cover. So here we go. Moderate bends to cover. Let's see. I think they're talking about that right there. See that? There might be bends there. Oh, corner ding right there. Right there. There's a corner ding. And granted, remember this is 1996, almost a 25-year-old card. I mean, not card, book. These are from my PC when I bought it back in like early 2000s. So obviously, to get a 9.8, there's definitely gonna be a premium on this. But beautiful card, moderate bends to cover. So that's gonna go really good with my Nightwing #1 matching 9.2s to display. All right, so pretty pretty good there with, you know, matching scores. And just look at that. Look at the Nightwing 1 and 2. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Favorite hero of all time. Yes, better than Batman. All right. And I graded Nightwing 1, Nightwing 2, and you know I graded Nightwing 3, and 7.5. What's a little Batman appearance in this issue. And let's see what the grader notes were for this one. And I'm glad that CGC implemented new grader notes on all grades now, especially with like the older books like in the 90s, like this one. And it says heavy bends to cover. There's 3 things wrong. Heavy bends to cover, so I think that's a corner ding there. Yep, corner ding. Corner ding, okay. And then there's a little bit of spine rolling there. See that? Spine. And then it said light spine stress lines to cover. Spine stress lines. There's some stress lines there. That's definitely a bend right there. There's a bend right there. Ooh, is that a heavy bend to be worth a 7 though? Stress lines to cover. Is that part of the case? Yeah, that's part of the case. Oh, that's disappointing. And the last thing, it said very light creasing to cover. Where's the creasing to cover? So a lot of creasing on the cover, but I was thinking this was going to be a 9.0 at the worst. But they got me on 3 things and dropped it to 7.5. And that's disappointing, but it is what it is. Luckily, yeah, major dents, creases there, but I was thinking that would still be a 9. So major creases there. Huh. I think I can do. So that's gonna go with the heavy 1 and 2, but this is 7.5. Definitely keeping this. No one's gonna want to buy 7.5. All right, this is cool. Nightwing 41, green label, because I got this autographed by Greg Land and Drew Gerasi back in like Baltimore Comic-Con in 2012. They were both doing a signing, and I got them to sign 4 books. You can see them all 4 of the books in this reveal and the next one. But look at that beautiful 9.6 for a book that was out and graded and got them to sign and everything. 9.6 on this, beautiful. No grader notes because 9.6 is practically mint plus. Just a hell of a cover. Greg Land, before he did the photorealism, dude knew how to draw. Some modern Nightwing books, well, modern 2011 New 52. You cannot beat this Eddie Barrows cover. It's just as iconic to me as the Nightwing #1. Let's see. Look how iconic this looks next to this. Just beautiful. Like you can't beat Nightwing covers. He's always have the best action shots. Holding his 2 Eskrima sticks. Look at that. Eddie Barrows New 52, 2011 issue. 2011, 9.8, beautiful. And it's actually hard to find this book now, over 10 years old, but it's just hard to even get this book even today. So getting a 9.8 on that is definitely a plus. And you know me, I had to get another one, but this one was a 9.6. Same thing, Eddie Barrows. The first printing. Had to get another one. I was hoping to get more than one 9.8. I had 2 9.6s. That sucks. I was hoping to at least get 2 9.8s so I can at least have multiples as backup. And a couple more. most modern book in this collection is the new Nightwing 78. I love this Tom Taylor story, and this is an iconic, in my opinion, one of the more iconic modern day Nightwing covers. Just look at that. Look at that. This is the Bruno Redondo cover. First printing. Even the second printing is pretty nice too, but I really wanted to hit a 9.8 on this because it was a big premium. But I'll take a 9.6. But even I was hoping for a 9.8. This copy was so hard to find. I had to buy this fresh. I didn't know. I discovered it when I read the trade paperback, but I did not get a chance to buy this when it first came out, because if I did, I would have bought 4 or 5 copies. So that was actually the cleanest cover I can buy on the secondary market, and I sent 2 in. That was the best copy, and the second one was a 9.4. So that sucks. So at least this one I'll keep to display. Anything like 9.4s, I'll put out to display. Biggest thing was that I was lacking some comic book art display, because I sold a lot of it, and I sold a lot of my original art, the finance of my sports cards, but I had to get back in this. And the last but not least, this beauty. Look at this. Look at this. Birds of Prey number 8, 1999. My favorite Nightwing, Batgirl, iconic date issue. Look at this. This got signed by Greg Land and Drew Jurassic again, and the same Baltimore Comic Con signing. Got the 9 qualified. 9.0 for this is not. Well, I was hoping at least a 9.0. And let me see what they said on the grader notes. Light creasing on cover, very light bends to cover, very light tears to cover. I know it had bends right there. There's a spine roll right there. Right there, you see that spine roll. And light bends. Oh, that's part of that. Okay. Regardless, I'm still happy this got a 9. And the hint of the green background with the green label just makes this like perfect label for this, if you think about it. Very happy with this. So this is the first part of my comic book CGC return, and I hope you guys enjoy. Part 2 is coming real soon. All right, thank you guys.